I kind of don't like how Zoom do that now. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can get the fancy. No, I can't get the fancy things on here. All right, now I can introduce myself. So my name is Marquise Finch. I'm 19 years old, platinum 1000 within this space. Uh, I've been in this just over a year. I made a year. I want to say, oh, we're in June now. So back in April was my year mark, and when I tell you the growth, it's some people on this call that can attest to my growth, but we're not necessarily going to talk about that. But this has really been the best, one of the best, if not the best decisions I've ever made. No cap. And to be honest, I was a social media baby. That's kind of why I want to do this call. I was a social media baby. I came into this space off of what I seen somebody do off of social media. I knew that particular person, in person, but it was really social media that did it for me. So that is the information that I'm going to relay. Over the past, I want to say month and a half, I've been, doing some different things with my social media, and I've really been able to produce some fruit as it pertains to some things that I'm trying to do. So I'm really going to put you all on game as to what I've been doing. Just a fair share. Like, this is going to be some different stuff. Me personally, it's been a little bit from here, a little bit from there, a little bit from here, a little bit from there, combined all into the product which you will now see. But I want to just say this here right now. If you're on this call at this point, that means that you should have educated yourself, plugged in, locked in, gotten results, and now you're ready to, begin your prospecting journey, whether that be going to go get your 2 and free, whether that be P150, whether that be P6, P1. Really and truly, if you want to go P1000, a strong social media presence is what you're going to have. You start running out of your warm market, P6-ish. You want to go P1000, you really gotta go out there and create a strong social media presence. And that's something that I didn't necessarily have. And that is why I lost it. And that is why I'm getting it back. So, social media. If you're here, you gotta understand one thing. You are a business now. The way that you use social media is going to be completely different. Before, we was on social media, you just did the little scrolling thing, you went across a couple of stories, you may have slid up on a couple of posts, commented here and there, but, when you conduct a social media page based off of a business, it's a little bit different. But I want to kind of draw this out for you. So I'm going to, hold on, let me go to Zoom on here. I got a pen on here. Hold on, let me go to Zoom. All right, I'm gonna put where's whiteboard? Whiteboard. All right, so y'all should be able to see my whiteboard right here. I got my handy dandy pen, and I'm going to start to write this out now. So, as a business is concerned, whether that be your 2 and free, whatever the case may be, you are still conducting your social media or converting your social media or incorporating the business side of your social media to the social media you have already. So a lot of people, what they think they have to do is this right here. They think they have to have the business side, and then they have to have the social on 2 very different pages. They have one of their social life, their lifestyle, things that they enjoy doing. 2, business side. That is going to be the products they're promoting, the places that they're going, things business related. But what I want to let you know is, especially when it pertains to this space where you are the business, It has to be like this. It has to be one and the same. It's more like this and like this. They go hand in hand, but there's a time to be social and there's a time to be professional or business. You can use that as a vertical. You can say professional. Because that is what we all aim to need. That's what we all need is we need to have a business presence. We also need a professional presence, but that won't exclude our social presence. I hope that makes sense. You need to have a business presence. You need to have professionalism as it pertains to that business image, but you need to show that you don't neglect your social aspect. You're still the same person, but you now own a business and you are conducting that business with the utmost professionalism. But I'm still me, I'm still fun. That's basically what this is all about. Really. I have a business now. I'm leveling up. I'm gonna be doing this professional, but I'm still me, I'm still fun. And I'm gonna show you how my business is going to up my lifestyle and is going to up me. So that's kind of what I wanted to show y'all right quick. Let me see if there's anything else before I really move on. Is there anything else before I move on? If that makes sense, go ahead and drop a 5 in the chat box. If that made sense. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to stop share. Cool. Cool. Ah, there is something else. So I'm going to share my whiteboard. All right. So this is what you want in your social media. This is your utmost aim. Is you want to have this. Appreciate you. This is what you want. So first off, you want to create an identity. Then you want to turn that identity into an image. Then you want to turn your image into a brand. So I'm gonna repeat that again. On social media, especially when you first begin. When I mean first begin, that doesn't mean ground zero, like 0 followers, it could be anywhere. Whatever social media presence you have already, in some cases, many people already have an identity on social media. Some people, if you're lucky, you already have an image on social media. And all you have to do is rebrand that identity, rather incorporate a different aspect of your identity, create a new image, and create that new identity and image into a brand new brand. I'm gonna explain. I use this individual a lot because he kind of fits into all of these categories. See, Mr. Rudy, the chairman, already had an identity before coming into this business. He already had an image before coming into this business. He already had a brand before coming into this business. But if you look at Mr. Rudy, the chairman's social media right now, all he did was incorporate the business aspects to his identity, formulated a new image, and therefore created a new brand. See, I hope y'all noticed the transition between, Goat Gang to GGB. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe GGB is deep on this call. And this is this person that showed these characteristics. He already had all three, but I'm saying that anybody can do this. Anybody can go out and create an identity, create that identity into an image, and in that image into a brand. Because on social media, like that's all there is. Like you know you all that in a bag of chips when your social media is your brand. For instance, Who created this? Somebody type it in the chat. Who created this? DI. We know DI's brand is Believe Nation. Another example. Another example. Who created this? Justin Owens. This is a brand. Justin Owens doesn't even have a team name. But when you think of Justin Owens, you think of Run the Play. Now, I want you to pay close attention, because now I'm going to tread the line between brand and culture. I'm not going to get too much into that on this call, but watch this. All right. Oops. What is this? Who created this? Who created this one? Who created this one? I know somebody knows. And there's a point where I'm going with this. There's a point. There's a point. All right. Nobody knows it. All right. Who is the face of this? Maybe that's a better way to put it. No, that's not it. I'm talking about a part of I am. I'm talking about a part of I am. Okay. This individual is the face of MMO. That's the great. Now, let me give you another example. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. Yeah, Alicia's co-founder. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay. Okay. Who are the faces of Wealth Club? Who are the faces of Wealth Club? Gustavo Darwin. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. Darwin. Darwin Emery. Now, here's the last example. And if E-Money Snipe do not answer, Cooper Castro do not answer. Who is this? I hope it's starting to, make a connection on where I was going with the whole identity, image, and brand. I hope it's starting to make a little bit of sense. Throughout the call, it's going to start to make more sense. But there's a reason why I gave these examples. Because notice at the beginning, when you look at Believe Nation, I'll come back to the screen for this. When you look at Believe Nation, that's not even an organization, and I am. But as soon as I put it, the chat box went crazy. As soon as I put it, Believe Nation, who created this? David Emanite, Dion, man, that's my dude right there. Believe Nation, believe Nation, believe Nation. Then, guess what? Run the play. I said, who created this? Run the play, run the play, run the play. Just the Owens, just the Owens, just the Owens. And guess what? I said, MMO. And then, you know, besides half points, Mr. Cooper Castro, was crickets. MMO is honestly one of the most this is not a word, but excuse me, buzziest coaches in I Am Action Academy. Now I got one bonus one for you. Who is the face of ATMs? Certain people should know this, but you know, most people, I don't know if they know it. See, the people that the people that I figured would know it. But for the people that I'm talking to on this call, the people that are going to take the most from this information, you didn't know it. And whenever you go to an event, March Madness, for instance, and when Cash Cartier went on the stage, those of you at March Madness, tell me what happened. ATM, 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 ATM. And y'all haven't even been to an MMO event. Y'all haven't even been to an MMO event. They threw a whole concert. Cash the Great was at the event, and Cash the Great himself is a big identity. He has a very big personality. But we're here to talk about social media. And I want you to take a look at the reaction of ATMs in person, the culture, and social media. I want you to look at Believe Nation. And I want you to look at Believe Nation don't even have an in-person presence. Believe Nation is presence itself. And that's the point where I'm getting at. Because I say this a lot often now, but y'all are going to know what I'm talking about. We're supernatural beings having a natural experience, and being supernatural has certain benefits. Or realizing that you're supernatural has certain benefits. And one of those benefits is that whatever you are tied to is destined to be great. And I want you to look at, when I say Believe Nation, I want you to look at when I say Run the Play, and I want you to look at when I say ATMs, MMO, things of that nature, Wolf Club. It's no hate, but it just don't carry the same weight. I'm on my Marvelous vibes today. If we're being honest, it just don't carry the same weight. And there was a reason why I went into, you need to create an identity, formulate that identity into an image, then out of your image, create a brand. And the first key, before we even get into, because I can talk about the technicality of social media and we'll be here till 13 a.m. But you need to be prepared for social media before you actually do social media. Because I don't want you going into social media with the wrong intentions. Because if you go into social media with the wrong intentions, you'll just be another name in I Am. And if you're anybody like me, I want you to type a 5, but I want you to hold the 5 until I finish what I'm about to say. I don't know if anybody on this call is like me, But when they hear, when somebody says the brand that I am creating, when somebody says my name, I want that to create I want that to have just a little bit of weight behind it. Like, when you say a certain name, it just hit a little bit different in the brand that they have created. Now you can drop the fives. If anybody on this call is like me, and you want your name, you want your brand just to carry a little bit of weight. You don't want to just be a random name in I am. I see the fives. Because it's a lot of people, and this is I'm gonna go into this in a second, but low key, no, high key, we deep now. We're deep. This is not, non-common knowledge anymore. We're deep now. So we have to take that into account when we go into our social media. But I need you as individuals to be prepared for social media. This is still pre-launch. Do you know? It's another Chairman 100 meeting. And y'all know what happened after the last Chairman 100 meeting. And there's another one coming. And this is still pre-launch. But I need you to be prepared for social media. Because I do not want anybody on this call to be just a random name in I am that nobody remembers. I don't want you to be, if you're on this call, it's safe to say that you're building some sort of business, whether it's in the preliminary stages, or if you're trying to build a social media image, it's safe to say that you're building some sort of business. I don't want you to be just an ordinary chairman, that somebody calls your name to the stage and nobody claps. That sucks. That's probably my worst fear, is to hit the esteemed level of Chairman 10, get invited to an event, get on stage, and nobody claps because nobody knows who I am. I'm just a chairman. Notice what I said. I'm just a chairman. There's a lot of just ordinary chairmen out here. There's a lot of ordinary people, and we're not here to be ordinary because we're supernatural. And that is the preparation that I need from y'all as it pertains. Exactly. The title is just the title. Like, to be honest, Chairman 10 is the new standard. Chairman 10 is the new Platinum 1000. When I came into the business, when Mr. E Money Snipe came into the business, when people like Mr. KW, Mr. Marvelous Chairman came into the business, Platinum 1000, Platinum 2000 was like Platinum 5000, Chairman 10. Like, you hit Platinum 1000 in this joint, you had to have been making money. You had to have been making money. You had to have been making money if you hit Platinum 1000. But now Chairman 10 is the new Platinum 1000. And how do you be not just an ordinary chairman? Through your social media. People have to know you. In order for people to clap to you, more people have to know you. And how do more people know you? More people have to hear you. How do more people hear you? Through your social media. I talked about this at the Airbnb Mastermind. See, because we're supernatural, everybody has a message. Whatever that message is, I don't know. My message is completely different from Mr. Cooper Castro or Miss Aaliyah's. But everybody has a message nonetheless. And in order for us to, one, build our business, and two, build this is where it gets kind of good. So I hope you have your pin hot. I hope you didn't, and you got it ready. I hope you do. Because how do you really build your business? You have to get more people to hear your message. How do you get more people to hear your message? You have to flood your message on social media. Because guess what? There were people created to hear the words that come out of your mouth. And how are the people that were called to hear the words that come out of your mouth hear the words that come out of your mouth if, one, nothing comes out your mouth? You don't have no videos. You don't go on IGTV. You don't have a single picture on Instagram. That's what we're here to talk about tonight. That's what we're here to talk about tonight. I didn't even think I was going to take 30 minutes to do that, but that's what we're here to talk about. And I'm gonna skip all the regular stuff that we were talking about on the social media because y'all already know that. To be honest, y'all already know that. But what I need you to realize is that you are not going to be an ordinary name in I Am Master Academy. How do you do that? Realize you have a message and flood the message on every single social media consistently until the right people come. That's it. I can end the call right there. Figure out what your purpose is and tell it. Because the pain that is tied to your present is the motivation somebody needs to bring them out of their past. The pain tied to your present is the motivation somebody else needs to bring them out of their past. And that is the very meaning of somebody was called to hear the words that come out of your mouth. How do you do that? You flood your message on your social media as consistently as possible on all platforms so that the right people can come. And honestly, you got to get a little bit creative with it. And this is no bash to whoever did this. This is something that I observed. But, I don't know who did it, but it's been a lot of people posting that What is Forex video. Shout out to y'all because that's a necessity. But like I said, we're deep now. And I live by this philosophy. You share the result of everybody doing the same thing as you. So would you rather split $100 one way? Or would you rather split $100 10 ways? So let's get into social media. I'm gonna get into my iPad real quick. Hold up. Get into my iPad. All right. Shout out Lay. Shout out Lay for hitting P150. I'm gonna like that. But let's go to my profile. Shout out to Lay number. This is Lay number 1. Shout out to Lay number 2 for hitting P150. But somebody type something in the chat. Low key, I be getting confused sometimes. Y'all be saying Lay, and I'll be like, which one? Y'all be like, Lay P150. Wait, I thought she was already P150. Okay, cool. But let's get to the social media. First thing, yeah. I feel you. But one thing that I really have to say is appearance is everything. If it's 2 major keys that you really got to have on 3 major keys you have to have on social media is appearance, appearance, a message, and it was one other thing, but I forgot it. We're going to stick to appearance and a message until I remember the other one. So, appearance. This one is super key. And I picked this up low-key from the women. Like, if you go to any chairwoman's page or any highly influential woman in I Am Mastery Academy, their profile is always bright. Never fails. Like, their profile is either very bright or it has a very intentional look to it. You can tell it's intentional. And I picked up on it. Myself, like the way my page was set up already, I did not have a super bright page. And to be honest with you, I don't really be having all the time in the world to be taking a whole lot of pictures, especially when it's super bright. So I just had to, I really had to say the only thing. I was like, you know what? Like, that's the word I was looking for. Aesthetic. What is a general color scheme that I can go for that makes myself look more attractive? Because that's really what you have to do. That's to really, I live by this too. This business is just taking stuff that you used before this business and applying it in the business. Like, my fellas, you got 10 females lined up. You're going to go with the most attractive one. My ladies, you got 10 dudes lined up. You're gonna go with the best looking one. Or you're gonna give your attention to the best looking one. Don't try to tell me otherwise. Don't try to tell me otherwise because I already know. When you ride past, a field of flowers versus a field of like different crops that was just tilled, and you have like one batch of some bluebonnets or a nice flower, you're gonna say, "Oh, look at that! Look at that patch of flowers right there," because it stands out and it looks good. It's the same thing with social media. If I can go follow as many people as I like, but if my profile does not look the best, my ratio is gonna be off. And that's one thing that I really wanna touch on right quick. Because a lot of people, they say, oh, focus on your followers following and do stuff like that, this, that, and the third. But really what I want to focus on is something that's a little bit more technical that I've really been focused on the last month and a half, is that, yes, you need to get more blood to look at your social media. But what about the people that are already there? Like, a lot of people, you already have an audience and you're flooding your timeline with new blood. You're flooding your timeline with new blood, but they keep looking at the same thing. And that's what I'm going to focus on primarily, is you need to, one, find an aesthetic, find a general look that you want to go for, and execute it. Build a foundation for people to look at. Your foundation is going to be at least 45 posts. Because at 45 posts, that's when people start to take you seriously. And they start to look at your consistency, because all your social media is a visual representation of your growth. Your social media page, your page is a visual representation of your growth. If you do not have the ability to scroll on your social media, you have not grown enough. Because if you would have grown enough, you would post more. How do people know that you have grown if you don't show it? That's what your social media is for. See, I talked about this, and I'm gonna base a lot of this on stuff that I've already said. And it's a lot of people, they live in the loop of reality. Reality is not for you to live in. You do not live in your current reality. You live in the reality that you're creating. However, this is the second part to that statement. Those around you that do not see your vision will measure your growth by the change in your reality. How can they see the change in your reality if you don't show it? Your reality a year ago could be completely different from the one now. I'll do that towards the end. I'll do that towards the end. But like I said, first thing you really want to go for is create a general aesthetic with a bunch of colors that is very intentional. Your colors have to be intentional. You don't, like, my best advice is, if you're a dude, at least, if you're a dude, have a woman critique your Instagram. Because guess what? One, You find the right one, they gonna tell you like a TI is. You need to fix up. You need to post more. You need to do X, Y, and Z. And they'll tell you if your aesthetic does not match up, if it's not pleasing to the eye. Like, I was very intentional when I did this. I sat down, and mind you, and this is why I enjoy my social media so much. And this is why I've created this sense of consistency on my social media is my 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 consistency has grown so much is because I've sat down and I'm creating a foundation for my social media, and everything is free. That is one of the messages that I have, is that not only can the average Joe come into this business and get rich, but they can scale their social media and be able to, create these goals. I had a goal of 1,500 followers. And I met it because of my change in my social media. But it started with the foundation, finding an aesthetic, finding a color scheme that I wanted to stick to. And I'm going to show you the process of how your social media is going to grow as well when I get through talking about this. So if you notice, I changed my highlights. One, if you don't have highlights, I highly suggest that you do. You don't have to update them all that often, but you do want to update them, keep your people up to date, because a lot more people look at this than don't. A lot of people, if they miss your story, they're going to come to your page. And I'm going to break down a lot of the technicalities here in a minute. But find that aesthetic and then start to do something different, please. Like, start to do something different. And this is something else that if I'm being honest, most of the stuff that I came up with for my page is from something else. And I'm going to say this because there's a distinct difference. People are not duplicatable, but principles are. The way people do things are. All you have to do is take those same principles, put your identity into it, and formulate an image, no pun intended. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to show you how I did it. So the first one person that I really enjoy looking at is this girl right here, Nibs. Just because she posts her personality a lot on her social media. When I started scaling my social media, this is the first person that I looked at. Because she be creating these little TikToks and putting it on her social media, and they pertain to the business. Like, they pertain to the business. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Like, you really show you on your social media when a lot of other people, they get on social media and say the same things. Second person that I enjoy looking at is Anta. Because not only does she show her personality on her social media, but she also has a certain articulation for the things that she wants to talk about. And I like that. If we're being honest, like when you want something delivered to where people are going to be like, well, doggone. When somebody look like me say, but doggone. When they say doggone in the same sentence, you done got them for real. And that's exactly what she does. And look, her page is very bright. Now, next person that I really looked at is Nathan Samuels. I think I just looked at his page. Nathan Samuels. Because I don't think a lot of people notice this, but Nathan Samuels is one of the most consistent posters that I've ever seen. Like, this man posts like every single day. I watched 7 hours ago. Well, almost every day. 2 days ago, 4 days ago, 6, 7-ish. And look, 28, 27, 27, 23, 21, 19, 19, 19, 16. And if you scroll all the way back to the bottom, because this is what I like to do. I like to study what chairmen did instead of what chairmen are doing. You scroll all the way down to the bottom, he's posting a lot. He's posting a lot of like, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it with these people. I see why trade houses is how they are now. Because if you look at the big five, really, yeah, if you look at the big five of trade house, they all post the same thing in the beginning. And you really have to study to show thyself approved. And I even study people that are not in the business anymore. If you were around when Angel was in the business, then you know. But this is somebody that I studied as well, because she posts stuff like this. And see, that's why his brand is not where it's supposed to be. Look, stuff like this. And I took all of this information and I said, well, how can I apply something like this that goes along with, you know, the color scheme that I really wanted to go for? And the picture that really set the thing is this one. I took this picture like 2 months ago, almost 3. And I said, well, I have to have something to match it. And that's when I created these. See, if you like, or y'all really don't know, but I've been creating like quotes for months now. Ever since like December, I've been creating like different quotes and just small value and stuff like that to put on my social media. It started as me posting it on my social media on a mojo. I had a bunch of mojos made and I was posting it on my social media. Then I was like, you know what? I kind of don't like that. I kind of don't like that anymore. I have them right here. All of these are a bunch of mojos. They're a bunch of mojos. And they'll like have like different quotes and I'll type that every day, like how Riyad Jones does it. But I say, you know what? I really don't like that anymore. So that's why I created this template right here. And now I have a bunch of value on my page and it goes along with the same, you know, kind of color scheme that I was going for. I know it's not the best thing, but it works. And I'm gonna show you exactly why it works here in a second. Because like I said, your social media is a visual representation of your growth. So if you look way down here, and let's not go into the archives. Let's not do that. But if you look right here, this is my grind video. I actually took that in the next room down there on my phone, earpod in, you know, you know, you know, speechless. But if you go down here, look at this. Took this in my mom's car. This one outside my house. I used the free editor for this and it looks terrible. But it got 93 likes, so I guess I can't really complain. Outside my house, in my truck. Down the street at the movie theater. Down the street at Walmart. At the church. And really and truly, I've been working on my social media for a while, just experimenting on what works and what doesn't, so I can create this. And this is where I'm kind of like growing it now, and I'm gonna explain the formula here in a second. These are just pictures now. I got some Twitter stuff on here. I got some IGTVs on here, some stuff like this. Then I started, you know, ever since this, that's when I really started to change up, you know, what I put on my social media. And then here lies this. But for the time being, I'm gonna go back to my whiteboard and I'm gonna explain this. Can y'all hear my sister? All right, that means y'all can't hear her. All right. So I'm gonna go to my whiteboard. So this is your audience. And with your audience, you want to have, your content flows through your audience. And a lot of people, they want to pump more people into their audience, but they don't change their content. And that defeats the purpose. That's like prospecting and you have cracks in your business. You're going to get more people into your business, but they're going to fall out just as fast as they come in. So that's why I said primarily you need to lay the foundation on what people see when they come to your social media. But the second part of that is you also want to get your ratios right as it pertains to who looks at your social media. Because granted, you want more outside people to look at your social media, because that's the point. But you also want to get more people to look at your social media that already follow you. Because social media is a visual representation of your growth. So you need to get more people that already follow you to look at your stuff more. And I'm going to show you this process right now. So when you start to lay the foundation, of your social media, people are going to leave. People are going to unfollow you. So be prepared for that. When you start to change the social media, let's say this is social media one, you just came into the business, you start to create an aesthetic, you start to have a little color scheme, you start to, do something a little bit different. And that's another thing that I'll get into. You have to do something different. Like everybody does the same thing in this business. If you really think about it, everybody does the same thing the same way. I'm not saying change the message. I'm saying change the method. And the best way I can put it is those What is Forex videos. A lot of people posted those What is Forex videos, and a lot of people said it the same exact way. They added, their personality a little bit, but it was ultimately they said it almost the same way. Well, almost verbatim verbiage that 80% of them heard on the op call. What I'm saying is you have to make the delivery more appealing. You have to make the delivery more creative, if that makes sense. Because 9 times out of 10, the people that you want to come into your social media, the people that, come into your audience now, more than likely follow more than just you, as far as this business is concerned. One prospect could be talking to anywhere from 2 to 6 IBOs at the particular moment. But what's going to set you apart from everybody else is not just going to be what you post, but how you post it. I've had people reach out to me directly, say, I would rather sign up with you just because you do stuff different from everybody else. Or you say stuff different than everybody else. And that's what I'm saying to you. When you move, when you create your new social media, people are going to leave. And that's good. Because the people that are meant to leave will leave. And don't try to stop them. Because if they have the audacity to walk, let them walk. Because the people that have the audacity to stay, those are the people you want to work with. Because guess what? Now you have social media too. This is your brand new social media. You have new content. Oops, that's him. You have new content. You have an aesthetic, and you're really growing. You're showing your progression. So here's the catch. This is what you want to do. You want to bring more people into your audience. And you also want to retain the people that are already there. How do you do that? You show your progression. And here's how you know what you're doing is working. You go to your insights. This is why it's important to have a business account. You go to your insights, and on your insights, it's going to show you how many people visited your profile. And then you want to go to profile visits. that's ironic. PV, personal volume. That's ironic. But you want to go to your profile visits, and then in your profile visits, it's going to tell you percentage that didn't follow you. So you want that number to decrease. I know it sounds weird, but this is how you know what you're doing is working. You want the number that didn't follow you to decrease, but you want your profile visits to stay the same. Because that means that more people that followed you already are starting to look more at your content. Just that. Just like the people that already follow you are starting to look at your content now. Because your profile visits stay the same, and your percent that didn't follow you, decreases. That's what you want. You want more people to start looking at your content, and that's how you know that your content is starting to work. You're changing your content because this is going to be in social media too, which is going to be the rebranded identity, image, things of that nature. This is how you know that that it's working, because the people that were meant to leave will leave. The people that were meant to stay will stay. And the people that stayed are starting to look more and more at your content. But this is what you want. You don't want them to engage. You just want them to watch. Because like I said, social media is a visual representation of your growth. And guess what? There comes a point in time where people are going to stop watching you grow because you've been so consistent, and they're going to join you. Because you want to go from this. You want to go from the hunter to the hunted. And that's when people are going to start to hit you up more. And this is the fruit that I've been talking about. So when you do your social media too, people are starting to look at your social media more. That means your Instagram is more appealing. You're starting to provide more value. And that's really the key, is providing more and more value. And I'll get into that at the end. But this is how you know it works, because you only want to continue this once you know it works. Once you know it works, it's like home stretch from here. Once you know it works, you know how to now tailor to your audience specifically. Now you want to cater to more and more people. Once you know that this works, once you know that more and more and more of the people that already follow you are starting to see more of your content, that's when you want to start following more people. 100 people a day, 200 people a day, 250 people a day. Now, here's how you know if you need to make any tweaks to your content, is you need to see how many people follow you back as it relates to how many people you follow. If you follow 100 people a day, 10 people follow you back, you're in the good. It could be, it could be a little bit better, but you're in the good. But if you follow 100 people a day and only 2 people follow you back, you need to make some changes. Because your audience, your content is tailored to your audience only and not for other people. That means your content is not eye appealing. Because if your content is eye appealing and ear appealing, people are going to follow you back. And here's the key to that. You have to post things that don't relate to the business at all. So those What is Forex videos only pertain to a certain audience. And what you want is you want to cater to all 4 personality types, all categories of people, and sort the people from there. I'll show you what I mean by that. So your content needs to cater to everybody. Once you have everybody in your audience and they see your social media will start to funnel out people for you. And that's as simple as I can put it. So you want your content to cater to everybody. How do you do that? You post stuff that has nothing to do with the business. And I'll show you more on that in a second. And then, they start to see the Forex videos. What is Forex? They start to see, different value and stuff like that, things of that nature. And that's when people start to filter out. Some people not interested in it, and that's okay. But you want to have as little interaction with those people as possible. Because imagine if you went out and you hunted everybody and you sorted them yourself. You want your social media to sort through them for you. And that is what your content is all about. So you want to have eye-appealing content to get people in. Once you get people to your social media, that's when your profile visits will start to go up. And here's a real catch that I picked up. Not only will your profile visits go up, but your profile visits per post will go up. And it'll show you from home, from profile. And here's the key. And I'll actually show you this. I'll show you this. So I'm gonna go to my social media right now, and I'll show you how this all works. If this is making sense so far, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the chat. I want to know I'm on the right. I want to know if I'm making sense. All right. So let's take, because I call these filler posts, but they're not really filler posts because the value is what attracts people. So let's take, I want to go to this one. I think this one was the one that I had the most interaction on. So if I go to view insights, you see that I had 21 likes, 6 comments, 16 sends, but that's not what I'm excited about. See, don't get too excited about the interactions. It's not about the people that interact. It's what goes on behind the scenes that really counts. So look, I had 21 likes, but this reached 360 people. That's what I'm excited about. And from those 360 people, 13 people looked at my profile. Now, here's where I really get excited. So look, you also have reach. You also have impressions. Impressions is oftentimes going to be higher than your reach. And this is how I know how many people be really messing with people's posts off of the IG engagement chat, because that'll show up as other. Because I sent the link out to the IG engagement chat and 12 people interacted with it. But more people probably saw it and interacted with it, but that's all part of the plan. But here's where I want to go. Here's where I draw my point. Is you have impressions, which is 391. That's good. Then you have from home. That means when people scroll. So 348 impressions came from people scrolling. But here's the the cake icing spread and the cherry is from profile. That means 360 people, 360 accounts were reached. 6%, which means 18 weren't following me. So that means, whatever 360 minus 18 is, were following me. And then out of those people, probably from the 18, because it matches up, visited my profile. And it says 13, so my math is kind of right. That's what you want. You want less That's how you know that your content is really working for your audience specifically. Is you want less people to look at it outside of what you have already. And you want more people to visit your profile because of it. And if I go to my post, and you're going to see the progression. So in this one, hold up. 415 views, 38 likes, 2 saves, 28 comments. I can't really see it because I want to see where I can see it at. Where can you see it? All right, cool. Let's take this one. I think this one is good too. Oh, I can't see it. All right. So this was just a random picture that I took at La Cantera. 70 likes, 9 comments, 2 sends. Look, 26 profile visits. And guess what? 44 people weren't following me. So guess what? I had 1,200 impressions. 700 were from people scrolling. Actually, no. 700 were for people that went to my page. So 700 people went to my page because of this post. And it was on the Explore page, so I was kind of happy about that too. But 44 people weren't following me. This is where I was really starting to grow my social media. I was starting to follow more people. And then this popped up. Then this is when I went to Houston. Come on. All right. Let's look at this one. I think I promoted this one. No internet. Let's look at something like this. Let me do this right quick. Let me switch Wi-Fi's. And we're gonna be almost done here in a second. Let me switch Wi-Fi's right quick. Turn my hotspot on. All right, we Gucci. So, insights, 17 profile visits, 700 reach, 500 were from people scrolling, 300 people visited my profile and impressed this picture. But here's where I knew where my content was starting to work for my audience was this one, I think. So didn't get a whole bunch, 700 reach, 35 actions, which was 33 profile visits. I went from 44% to 15%. That's good in my case, because I want to cater more to my audience. And then 700 people, 163. 163 were on my profile. So you notice that more people are on my profile that are already following me because less people are reaching my post that are not following me, if that makes sense. Then I look at this video right here. I went from 44%. This is on Insights. This is on Insights. I went from 44% to 4%. However, my profile visits went up. So, not my profile. Yeah, my profile visits and my reach. How did my profile visits and my reach go up, but less people looked at it that weren't following me? That's because more people that were already following me saw this post. And look, I'll show you. I'll show you towards the end. But 46 people were on my profile and then looked at this. I mean, I haven't been doing this particular thing for a while, but ever since I did this video, it's been kind of a change for me. I started, posting a little bit more. I started getting more creative. This was the start of it. Look, 288, 7%. I want to stay under 10%. If you stay under 10%, that's okay. 44 people. So more people were on my profile already because of this post. And look, let's take one of these. 13 profile visits, and my reach stayed around 3 to 450. That's what you want. You want it to stay around the same range, but you want less people to see it that are not following you. And you want more people to be on your profile already that you already follow. And that's exactly what happened. And then now that I know that this works, now that I know that my content is, and it actually resulted in more people following me back, is because of this. So now that I know that I can cater to my audience, I can go back to stuff like this. They got 200 views, or, some crazy stuff like I can post more videos like this and start following heavy. Follow heavy, follow heavy, follow heavy. More people are going to follow me back, and I post more videos like this that go absolutely crazy. I start posting more value like this that goes absolutely crazy. And that's how you grow your social media. Make your page more appealing, cater to your audience, get more people that follow you already to start looking at your content and start liking your content. Then I call it the trial room. Once you know that this works, do a trial. Follow 100 people a day for a week. See how many people follow you back. Make the necessary adjustments to your content. And then guess what? You can see where my page is going to go. Imagine this as my whole page. I'm just building a foundation, and consistency is the key. I've been posting like almost every day for like the past, couple weeks, I want to say. Like this one was today, this was yesterday, day before that, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. I've been posting like every day almost. And then here's where I want to get into some of the rest of what I was going to talk about. Social media can be a good place and a bad place. And I don't know if y'all been noticing, but there's a lot of negativity as it pertains to I Am Mastery Academy that, that has been put out there. And what I really want to say is that that's free content. Like, people, they be trying to bash, but that's free content. And see, me, and shout out to Rudy again, he called me a master student. And ever since he called me that, I've been more of a student. And I find it very funny, and I find it ironic when I study people that I wouldn't ordinarily study. Like, when was the last time you studied somebody that left your business? When was the last time you studied somebody that has a bad reputation? When was the last time you studied somebody that bashed your company and bashed your business? And I was on TikTok and I was studying. I was on Instagram and I was studying, and they give you free content almost. They give you free exposure. If we're being completely honest, because they say, man, that HFX is a scam. Y'all don't really know what y'all doing. Y'all not really traders for real. Y'all talk about the compensation plan this, the compensation plan that, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I'm taking notes. Because guess what? Exactly what they said we don't do, guess what I'm going to post on my social media now? You just gave me free content. Oh, you said we don't really trade for real? We talk about only the lifestyle. We talk about only residuals. Cool. Guess what I'm going to switch up now? Now I'm going to launch Chalk Talk Tuesday. And Chalk Talk Tuesday on my page is going to be strictly dedicated to me, my whiteboard education, where I'm going to be educating people on not what it is that we do, because everybody says that. Everybody says that, and I'm not everybody. Like how y'all be talking smart, like they be like, oh, everybody do that. Then you be like, I ain't everybody. Act like it is. That's free content. So I'm gonna be talking about these trades, and they say, oh, y'all can't trade without goal line. Y'all can't trade without the products and strategies. Who? I I will be on here and I'll be compliant about it. And that's another thing too. Y'all gotta be compliant. Y'all gotta be compliant. And I'm not gonna speak on this too much, but if you go study David Emanitier, he has this thing called the self-confidence formula. And it says, I will not engage in any transaction that is not mutually beneficial. And that was along the same lines. And another thing in the self-confidence formula, I'm way over time. But it says, if it's not built on truth and justice, it will not last. So all of this that we talked about on social media, it won't work if you're not building your social media off of truth, off of integrity and stuff of that nature. So one, don't be capping. A lot of people, y'all think y'all exclusive, but y'all not exclusive. You're a P150. Go sit down somewhere, go take some pictures, post some content, and actually do this the right way. And you're not exclusive. We're deep now. You can't do the same things all these chairmen was doing. You're not exclusive. Stop opening and closing your mentorship for the month and actually start opening up and actually start, educating people. More people are gonna come to you when you do that, opposed to making a mojo, having those bullet points, and I'm opening my mentorship for the month of June. I'm looking for individuals that are coachable. Everybody does that. Like, imagine how many people when they went to Miami, they went to the beach and they say, look at the lifestyle I'm living, bro. And I'm making money off of my phone. I'm making money off of my phone. I'm living a lifestyle right now, things of that nature, when you're really there to go learn. Like, a lot of people, like, bro, in this day and age, people don't want to hear about all that, bro. People don't want to hear about all that. They want you to spit facts. They want to hear facts. They want to hear the truth, because a lot of people be out here capping. It's facts. A lot of people, they go out there and say, hey, look, me and my millionaire mentor. You don't have a millionaire mentor. You don't. You don't. Say, look, me and my grind partner, he really be putting me on. He been showing me the ropes, things of that nature. You don't have a millionaire mentor. You don't. We don't. So stop saying it. Because guess what? People know. People are going to find out. People know. People know you don't have a millionaire mentor. People know that you're not making 6 or 7 figures. People know that that's a demo account. People know. So it's just about you not capping and actually showing who you are. Look at this. You are the flex. You don't gotta go and post your profits. For what? For what? You're making money? Cool, that's what you're supposed to do. You're making money in minutes? Cool, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you say on all these up calls, ain't it? When are you gonna start opening up your mouth and start really speaking value to these people? That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear you talking about your millionaire mentor. They don't want to talk about you living this lifestyle when you really at events to go learn. That's what they want to hear. They want to see this person right here back in May of 2020, and they want to see this individual up here going to go learn from some millionaires. That's what they want to see. That stuff is cute now, but it ain't gonna be cute later. Because I think about it long term. Like, what I post now, what I do now is going to be duplicated 30 levels down the line. You thinking about your cute little 4 or 5 levels deep. I'm thinking about 30. Am I going to be the organization that is known for not doing stuff right and, doing it that way? Or am I going to be the organization that's going to be built the right way? Because I built my social media the right way. Because ultimately, your team is going to do exactly what you do. And if you know what you're doing is not the right thing, if you know that you out here capping what you think your team is doing, how you think you got them? Because they believe the same lie you told Billy Bob. And then they got into business, they called you bluff, and now they one of the haters. So we say this all the time. We say structure up, fix up. Because like I said, we're not going to be ordinary names in I Am Mastery Academy. The only way to do that is to do this the right way. That's the only way to do it. Look at DI, look at Justin Owens, and look at everybody else. Look at Riyadh. Look at Riyadh and Sydney. Look at Tez and Taylor. Look at James Sneed. Look at Gary McSween. Look at all of these people, bro. They be doing it right. Bro, don't even get me started on Doc Spills. Bro, dude, if it's anybody y'all need to study, it's Doc Spills, bro. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Like, y'all looking at Doc Spills when he was like right now? Like, y'all looking at Doc Spills right now, the funny dude that's an educator, but y'all didn't know when he was big and in the trenches, bro. Watch this. This is Trade House's old page. This is when Bryce Thompson was like Chairman 10, Chairman 10 and Chairman 50. Look at this. This y'all favorite chairwoman, right? This y'all favorite chairwoman? Look, where you at? It was somewhere. I know he's on Nathan Simmons' page, but that's a long scroll. You got a whole bunch of posts. Nah, this ain't it. Look at Christopher Raxton and Eric Ariel. It's in one of these, bro. It's in one of these. Look, bro. Bryce, Nate. I was one of these videos, bro. Nate. Hold on, let me see if I saved it. I think I saved it. Let me see. No, I didn't save it. I did not save it. That's crazy. But if you look at Nathan Samuel's page, you scroll all the way down, you'll see it. If I go to Docs, bro, Dr. Spiller came a long way, bro. Dr. Spiller is like he should be in the two. He should be in the 250s, but he's not because he went and got a bag residually, and that's when he started doing this trader stuff. I mean, how many posts do he have? He has 3,000 posts. I'm not going on right now. But like, he went and got a bag residually before he started this trading stuff. That's what I noticed. And look, and I even took some stuff from him too. Like, you cannot tell Dr. Spiller nothing, bro. Why do you think his confidence is the way he is? Not just because he lost weight, because look at where he came from. Back in 2018 in the trenches, doing events. And now, rich. He been through too much. The pain tied to his present is the motivation somebody needs to bring them out of their past. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down. The pain tied to your present is the motivation someone needs to bring them out of their past. If you don't live by nothing else on social media, live by that. What you done been through now is not for you. The suffering you go through is not for you. It's for somebody else. It's what builds your message. You just flood your message on social media, the right people are gonna come. I literally just broke down like how you get more people to look at your content that are already there. Some of y'all have like thousands of followers, but only 100 likes. More people need to start looking at your content. Not just more people that don't follow you already, but the people that already follow you. If we're being honest, you can have 12,000 followers, but only 500 consistently look at what you got going on. So that means thousands of people are unaware. So you need to bring more awareness to your page, make it look good. You know, we can talk about that bio stuff. You know, you want to have a decent bio. You already know that. Your followers following, 45 posts, profile picture, stuff like that. But you want to have a call to action as well. My call to action is another call to action. Like DM me to master your finances and live by. Live by what? Design, not by designation. What? Don't nobody say that. Don't nobody say that. Don't nobody have nothing like this. Nobody. Name some people that got some stuff like this. I'm not. I'm not. Just a podog that won't wag his own tail. Do y'all like when people look at your business, and I'm not even gonna say the moves that I got going on in the next 30 days, but when people look at your business, what do they see? Do they see legitness or do they see scammer? One thing I highly suggest, besides doing what I did and the highlights and all that, is get a landing page. You can get one for free. It don't have to look the best. You just got to get the job done. Get a landing page. Y'all be liking the value I provide now. You should look at my Facebook, bro. No. Oh, I think I have it on here, if I'm not mistaken. Where is Facebook? There it is. And Facebook, I'm not even getting to Facebook today. We are way over time. I talked about Nano this morning. I posted a video. Uh, Black and other minorities have some of the greatest minds this world has ever seen, but we get in our own way. We think we know it all. We think we got it. We believe we have so much talent. We forget the power of leverage and working together. Many people have talent and drive, but many have the humility to be submissive to those with the resources needed. You can only speak your language for so long while you have to learn another or surround yourself with those that know it. So match your dreams and drive with some sense. Lawyer up, go legit, make your dreams happen the right way. Don't let pride and egocentrism kill your promise. Bro, there's more. I really cater to my community out here. That's my mom. Look, some of y'all depend too much on God and not enough on yourselves. Don't let that go in your head. God is our overseer, not our work. Some of y'all be in bed playing victim and becoming a slave to your environment and circumstances like you can't create the life that you want. Pray like it's up to God, work like it's up to you. God orders your steps, not walks them. So get up, take your bed, and walk. Tired of seeing Black people or people in general waste their gifts and grace they were given because they're so consumed in their circumstances to the point they become slaves to it. Slavery is over, so stop shrinking yourself to the poor imitation they're putting on now. I be spitting on here, no cap. I be spitting on here. But we way over time. I appreciate y'all staying on, no cap. I appreciate y'all staying on. Let me stop.